Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that is touching all of us in Nigeria right now. This sudden increase in data prices that has everyone confused and worried. Let me tell you straight, if your data bundles have become more expensive almost overnight, you are not alone. You are not imagining things either, and you are definitely not the only one feeling the pinch. Whether you use MTN, Airtel, or 9Mobile, you must have noticed that what used to cost 1,000 naira now costs 1,500 naira. Or your 5,000 naira data plan has suddenly jumped to 7,500 naira. Before we dive deeper, let me clarify something. This video is not sponsored by any network provider. In today's video, I'm speaking purely as a consumer who's feeling this impact just like you are. Let's start by clarifying when this actually happened. On January 20th, 2025, the Nigerian Communications Commission, the NCC, authorized a price increase for telecom services. Unlike other policy changes, this one didn't come with press conferences or public announcement. It was more like a quiet memo that most Nigerians only discovered when they went to recharge their phones and found out that their money didn't stretch as far as it used to. The most shocking part, telecom companies originally asked for a 100% increase. Imagine paying double for what you're currently paying for the same amount of data. Thankfully, the NCC didn't grant that request, instead capping the increase at 50%. But even that 50% has been a tough pill to swallow for most Nigerians. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Are these companies really struggling financially, or are they just trying to make more profit? That's a fair question, so let's look at some numbers. MTN Nigeria, which has the largest market share in our country, reported a loss of 400.44 billion naira for the financial year ending December 31st, 2024. That's a massive 198.4% increase in losses compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, Airtel Africa posted an $89 million net loss in their 2023/2024 financial year. Both companies point to the same culprit: our currency's free fall against the dollar. Look at it this way: most of the equipment used by these telecom companies, from servers to fiber optic cables to cell towers, is imported. When the naira falls against the dollar, the costs go up very high because they are paying for these items in dollars but collecting money from us in naira. But the currency problem is just one part of a bigger issue. Let me explain what these telecom companies are facing every day in Nigeria. First, there's the electricity problem. We all know how bad NEPA can be. Or is it PHCN? But whatever, you know what I mean, our electricity distribution companies. Now think about running thousands of cell towers day and night in a country where light comes and goes as it pleases. These telecom companies must use generators all the time, which means buying plenty of diesel, especially since fuel subsidy removal, which made fuel prices shoot up. Then we have the problem of stealing and damage. Thieves often target cell towers to steal batteries, copper wires, and other parts. Each time this happens, the companies lose millions of naira for repairs. Also, there are many times when roads are being fixed and workers cut through fiber cables by mistake. I have personally lost internet suddenly because someone cut a cable while working on a road. These things happen all the time, and fixing them costs a lot of money and takes time. Now let's talk about something that is rarely discussed but hugely important: the taxation burden on telecom companies in Nigeria. Did you know that telecom operators in Nigeria face one of the most complex taxation systems in Africa? Here's what they are dealing with. There's the standard 7.5% value added tax on all services. Then there's the annual operating levy, which is 2.5% of their revenue paid directly to the NCC. On top of that, they pay the 30% company income tax like other businesses. But wait, there is even more. They also pay right-of-way charges to state governments for laying fiber optic cables. Some states charge as much as 5,000 naira per meter, which can add up to a staggering 145 million naira per kilometer. Now, just let that sink in for a moment. That is 145 million naira to lay 1 kilometer of cable. How are they supposed to expand coverage with costs like that. Then there's the National Cybersecurity Levy of 0.005%, import duties on equipment, and various state and local government levies, often disguised as environmental charges or development fees. Compare this to other African countries. In Ghana, their right-of-way charges are much lower and they face fewer additional levies. Kenya's government is actively working to reduce telecom taxes to promote digital expansion. In Egypt, telecom companies pay just 1% in development fees on mobile services, significantly lower than what Nigerian operators face. Even within Nigeria, compare telecom companies to banks or oil companies. Yes, banks and oil companies also pay VAT and corporate income tax, but they don't have to deal with annual operating levies or right-of-way charges. Oil companies even receive tax breaks and government subsidies, but telecoms, they are left to fend for themselves despite providing what has become essential infrastructure. It's been about 12 years since the last major tariff increase in Nigeria's telecom sector. For over a decade, prices remained relatively stable even as inflation rose year after year. But eventually, something had to happen. The NCC justified approving this increase by citing the economic realities facing the industry. According to the NCC Act of 2003, Section 108 gives them the authority to regulate and approve tariff rates. So yes, this increase is legally allowed, even if it feels unfair to many of us. But the way it was implemented left much to be desired. Consumer advocacy groups like the National Association of Telecom Subscribers have criticized the lack of stakeholder consultation. Many Nigerians feel blindsided by these increases, discovering them only when recharging their phones. The outcry on social media has been loud and justified. Let's talk about what this means for everyday Nigerians like you and me. For students, this increase could mean choosing between data for online classes and other essential needs. Many educational resources are now online, and limited data means limited learning opportunities. For small business owners and freelancers who rely on the internet to reach clients and deliver services, this is a direct hit to their bottom line. What previously cost 10,000 naira monthly now requires 15,000 naira or more, forcing difficult decisions about pricing, services, or even business viability. Think about content creators driving Nigeria's booming entertainment industry. They now face higher production costs, just as their audience has less disposable income for subscriptions or downloads. I have a friend who works online for foreign clients. She already spends too much money on fuel for her generator because light is not steady. Now with the 50% increase in data cost, her profit is getting smaller and smaller. She is thinking of charging her clients more, but she is afraid they will go to other countries where internet is cheaper. This is what many Nigerians who work online are facing right now. With inflation already at 23.18% in February 2025, many families must make hard choices. Will you reduce food to keep your internet? Will you stop your child's online classes because you cannot afford both school fees and data? So what can we do about it? Even if you cannot change this price increase right now, there are simple ways to make your data last longer. First, be smart about when and where to use data. When you have Wi-Fi, download things you will need later. Apps like YouTube, Netflix, and Spotify let you save videos and music to watch or listen to later without using your data. Second, check your phone settings. Android and iPhones both have ways to save data. Turn off autoplay for videos on social media. Stop apps from refreshing in the background if you don't need constant updates. Make your phone only update apps when you are using Wi-Fi. And if you use WhatsApp, you can check your app settings to make sure that WhatsApp doesn't download videos and photos automatically over the data network. Third, use apps that save data. Chrome browser has a data saver mode. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have light versions that use less data. YouTube also has an option that shows videos in lower quality to save your data. Fourth, check with apps that are using your data the most. Your phone can show you this information. When you know which apps are eating your data, you can stop them from using data in the background or spend less time on these apps. Finally, compare different network providers. Sometimes changing your network or buying bundles that combine voice and data can give you better value. What works best depends on how you use your phone and where you live. I want to know, how has the price increase affected you? Has it changed how you use the internet? Have you stopped doing some things online? Do you have any clever ways to make your data last longer? When we look at the bigger picture, this situation makes us ask important questions about internet access in Nigeria. In today's world, internet is necessary for education, business, and many other things. Making it more expensive means many Nigerians might be left behind. While telecom companies truly have cost problems, the way they increased prices and when they did it is troubling. This 50% increase came when Nigerians are struggling with a high inflation and less money to spend. Increasing the price of what most people now see as basic needs feels very harsh, if you ask me. Is there any hope that this price increase will be reversed? Looking at our history, it doesn't seem likely. Even though public companies have changed policies before, especially for important services, the economic reasons behind this increase are big and real. What might work better is asking for improved service in return for these higher prices. If we are paying 50% more, shouldn't we get better network coverage, faster internet, and fewer dropped calls? We could also ask for policy changes that help telecom companies run more easily. Better electricity, lower fees for laying cables, simpler taxes, and better protection for their equipment. These changes could help telecom companies spend less, which might lead to cheaper services in the future. The future of Nigeria's internet economy needs balance. Telecom companies must be able to operate and make money, but internet must also be affordable for millions of Nigerians who need it. Right now, this balance is not right. I would really like to hear what you think about this issue. How are you managing with the price increase, and what solution do you think could work best? Write your comments below and let's discuss. If you found this video helpful, of course, please like, subscribe to my channel for more videos that explain about issues affecting us in Nigeria, tech, and finance. Also, share this video with your friends and family who might be wondering why their data finishes so quickly while costing so much more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.